The Cadillac CT5V Blackwing is the reigning champion among premium sports sedans, as evidenced by its status as a multiple-time 10 Best Award winner. The 2025 model continues its unbroken run, marking its fourth trip to the 10 Best list. Along with the Corvette, the Blackwing is the pinnacle of General Motors engineering, with a supercharger, gas-guzzling, and sharp handling wrapped in a sleek, completely normal mid-size luxury sedan. Packing a 668 HP V8, a 6-speed manual, and the industry's best traction control system, the rear-wheel drive CT5V Blackwing feels livelier than a BMW M5 or a last-generation Mercedes-AMG 63, and as a bonus, it costs significantly less than neither. The interior still feels like a decked-out Chevy Malibu. Not a Cadillac extraordinaire, but that doesn't detract from the Blackwing's primary mission of thrilling its drivers with its impeccable poise and ample power. The Blackwing's front fascia adds a wider, reshaped grille and daytime running lights that extend in a continuous line down to the redesigned lower grille. To further differentiate the Blackwing from the regular CT5, there are more diagonal creases and cut lines than before, along with faux air vents beneath the new stacked headlights. The rear spoiler is now black, while 3 new metallic paints Deep Space, Typhoon, and Drift are added to the color palette. New LED lighting animations greet the driver upon approach. The interior ditches last year's 10.0-inch touchscreen and analog gauges for a new 33.0-inch unit that integrates the infotainment and instrument panels into a single curved screen. GM's new Google-based infotainment interface sits behind the touchscreen section and features new telemetry and performance measurement apps. Pricing for the 2025 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing starts at $99,190. The standard 6-speed manual transmission keeps the driver more involved. The optional 10-speed automatic gets the driver to 60 miles per hour, a fraction of a second quicker. We'd stick with the manual because it's equally rare and fun. We'd swap out the high-performance front bucket seats at a minimum and opt for the high-performance seats with carbon rears if budget allows. If the CT5V Blackwing is too steep for your budget, consider the smaller and less expensive Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, which we reviewed separately.
The CT5V Blackwing shares the cabin with the standard CT5, which is roomy enough, but doesn't feel as luxurious as it should considering its price tag. That said, the Blackwing is at least a step up from the regular CT5 sedan, and comes with leather upholstery, ventilated and massaging front seats with 18-way power adjustment, a digital gauge cluster, a head-up display, and ambient lighting, including light animations on the climate controls. High-performance sports seats with leather and microfiber upholstery are optional and come bundled with matching door panel inserts. The Blackwing's trunk is the same size and shape as the regular CT5s, which we fit 5 carry-on bags into during our test. The gauge display includes a lap timer, and a performance data recorder is an optional extra. The CT5V Blackwing comes with a 33.0-inch display screen in its dashboard that boasts an impressive 9K resolution. A portion of that screen is dedicated to the touchscreen infotainment system, which runs a Google-based OS with Google Maps and Google Assistant built in and provides access to the Google Play App Store. The infotainment system also features a secondary rotary controller on the center console for drivers who prefer not to touch the screen. A newly available Cadillac app shows dyno-style graphs of power and torque. plus additional readouts for tire temperature and engine performance information. The Performance Data Recorder adds a lap analysis function, which can store your best laps, analyze speed traces, speed versus total distance on a track, and display more data on the dash or head-up display. Wireless smartphone charging, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, onboard Wi-Fi, and a 16-speaker AKG stereo are all standard.
Jarring on the road whatsoever. It's just an absolute joy. And the crazy part is, this is on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, and for $0, you can opt for Cup 2s, which if I bought this car with the Precisions pack, I definitely would have the Cup 2s for the added level of grip, but I haven't broke the tires loose at all. Right now, I'm in V mode, so if we click the V mode button on the steering wheel, you'll have a series of controls for the steering, the suspension, the brake feel, engine sound, and performance traction management. So right now, I'm on PTM level Sport. You can use this toggle right here to put it into some more intense modes. So if we go ahead and toggle that, I can also put it into Race 2 to give me a little bit more slip angle. Slow down here, come to a stop. Give it some gas, shall we? Once we get to the top of the hill, we'll do a little launch control, and I'll show you how you can vary the RPM in which you take off at. You've got launch control with a varying RPM setting in a manual transmission, which is awesome. You've got a nice heads-up display in front of me. It's such a driver-focused car. The seats hold me in place very well, despite the fact that we have ventilated, heated, and massage functionality. These are some of the best buckets you can possibly get. Normally, I'd probably put the car into comfort mode by now, but it's so much fun that I don't really want to take it out of track mode. The gearbox throws are perfect, nice and short. The shift knob almost feels like it's aftermarket. It's nice and low profile. I love the design of it. The clutch feel super easy to use. Now, when you fire up the car, it automatically starts up in a mode that doesn't rev match for you, which I think is really cool. In order to rev match, you click this button right here by the shifter, and that turns it on and off. So it starts up in the most natural of modes where it really is man and machine. You have to row your own gears. If you put it into the rev match mode, the downshifts are like, you're like a professional race car driver. It's pretty unbelievable. You've also got a series of controls right here on the left, which is really interesting and actually took me a second to find out. One of which is really cool and the launch control setting. So if we go ahead and pull up to the top of this hill here, I'll show you. This is how you can activate line lock, you can activate launch control, and change the heads-up display as well as the instrument cluster layout. So we're in the launch control settings right here, and look, we've got a line lock button for an awesome burnout. If you're on the line at a drag strip, you go through the burnout box and you want to lay down some rubber to heat up the tires, but you can also customize the launch control RPM. Let's move it up to 3,500. You can control the slippage as well. Let's go ahead and put it in first gear and humble myself right now. A bunch of wheel spin. I think I adjusted the slip too much. But this thing is a rocket ship once you get up and going. Obviously, you're going to get quicker 0 to 60 times in an all-wheel drive sedan, but this car isn't about 0 to 60 times. It's about swinging out the rear end, doing smoky burnouts, and of course, the brilliant manual transmission. I love we've got the performance gauges on the right that show you horsepower and torque in a live readout. This thing is too good. It really is. All right, now we're going to switch the car into tour mode and talk about what it's like to drive around town. Now, you can get an optional 10-speed automatic transmission if you're always driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic, but in this day and age when a manual transmission is so rare, there's only a couple sedans you can get with a manual, and there's only one that's rear-wheel drive and has a V8, and that's this. But the 10-speed does come with a couple extra features. You have remote start from the key, and you also have Super Cruise. So you'll have a different steering wheel with the Super Cruise indicator right here, and it does do self-driving out on the road. But this is a car that's meant to be driven yourself, not drive itself. So honestly, yes, Super Cruise would be nice sometimes in bumper-to-bumper traffic. It actually isn't that bad. I have driven this thing in LA traffic at its worst, and it's actually really easy to drive. And then you just click the massage button here on the seat, which once again, took me a bit to find, and I had no idea that there was a massage setting. You can turn it on right here and control a bunch of the settings as well. And it stays on for the remainder of the drive. It doesn't go on for 10 minutes and then just turn off and you have to click it again. It just goes on in the background. It's not super jarring. You don't notice it a ton, but it's a pretty nice extra feature. Visibility is fantastic.